This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hey guys, how are you? It is Jean Watt. Welcome back to my channel. My battery's about to die, so I had to make this a lot quicker than I intended it to. But this is a Q&A. I asked you guys some questions on my Instagram, and you guys gave me so many good questions, and a lot of them are like inner work questions, which I love, and they're so good that this video, I couldn't fit them all in. So I'm gonna do another Q&A of more of those questions. This is more of a Q&A than a makeup tutorial, so don't judge me on my stuff. Amazon. Even these shorts are Amazon. So I will link those below. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so first we're gonna start with skincare. Today, I put on, so I took a shower, and then I used my Glow Recipe hyaluronic acid, serum on my face, and then I just got this stuff and I love it. This is my vitamin C, and it has vitamin E and ferulic acid, and this is Paula's Choice. I will link this, I got that. Then I put on my Kosas SPF because I took my dog to the park this morning, so and I exfoliated my face last night, so my face was my skin's very bare. So I wanted to make sure I had a little bit of protection on there. And then my sister and I just got this from TJ Maxx. We just saw it and we're like, we've been hearing about this snail mucin, right? Is this what, yeah. Snail mucin. So we got this from TJ Maxx. It was like $15 or something. I have no idea what it is on anywhere else, but I put a little bit of that one on, and that was it. That was it. And now I'm gonna put on a little bit of primer. Ooh. And this is Vanish Hourglass Primer. Ooh. Okay, so with these questions, first question, where are you from? I am from Chicago. I grew up in the west suburbs, and then when I was like 18 or whatever, I moved to the city, and I lived in Lincoln Park. For anybody that knows Chicago, I lived in Lincoln Park for a couple years, and then I lived in Bridgeport before I left to LA. I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline BB Pure BB cream with salicylic. I found out I've been saying that wrong. Salicylic acid, and this is a medium sheer tint. Okay, next question is, if you could be any animal, what would it be and why? I did a song a long time ago, and anybody that knows what I'm talking about, I love you. I came out with a song a long time ago, and it was named Spirit Animal. And so I was like, okay, well, I have to know my spirit animal. So I took one of those like online tests that you can do, and I came out to be a turtle because they live very long. They're wise. This is too light for my face, but that's fine. But they go with the flow. And yeah. But if I could be any animal, even though I'm obsessed with horses, I love elephants. I actually like snakes, cats of any kind. Obviously dogs, that's a given. So I'm not even gonna mention that. But if I could be any animal, I would definitely wanna be an animal that could fly. And I'd probably be an eagle. Feels right. I would be an eagle if I could be any animal. Okay, a lot of you guys asked me, and so I'm just gonna get this out of the way. You guys asked me if I'm single. I am single. At least as of right now, I'm not going to talk about it because honestly, it's no one's business, as we all know. And no matter what, I will always have love for each other. So I would like to always respect that. And we're all on our own spiritual journey and our own growth. And if you want to ever accelerate in life, spiritually, master your own self, master your emotions, you have to want to do that, and you have to do a lot of inner work. But one thing I will say, and I'm saying this more for everyone else who's dealt with a breakup, because we all have, and I think it's really important. It's not so much, I mean, it is for me too. Breakups can be really hard. Like, worst pain ever, right? It's like a death, but it's almost worse because they're there, right? But if you do your inner work and you look internally and operate from love, there are always lessons. If things don't work out, they're lessons. And if you find those lessons, it can change your entire life for the better. So I learned, and which we should all do in every relationship, no matter what has happened, no matter how much hurt has happened, no matter how much of a fucking asshole that person is, there's a lesson for you. And if you can pick up on it, you can then sit there. Oh, by the way, I'm going with NARS Bronzing Cream in Laguna 02. There were lessons, major lessons that I had to learn for my own self, for me to reach my highest self. And that's goals in life, right? Don't we want to reach our highest selves? Because when you reach your higher selves, you're able to flow through life. You're able to attract the right people in the right situations and be happy. Like, there's no better feeling than to be happy and to find love with yourself and with others and the world around you. And you can create the world around you, right? That's goals. So a lot of times what life is that you have two people. Most times it's been unhealed things from the past, traumas, whatever it is that person that we all are dealing with. Good for you if you have no traumas and you have nothing to work through, all right? Good for you. But we all have those things. And so the problem with relationships, and this is definitely like the taking the high road, is that when two totally different people, when they get together and they have their own things, it can get really hurtful. And it can get sometimes out of hand or whatever it is. And then you end up not working out, right? So a lot of people will get so hurt that they will then match that energy or start being bitter towards other people or close their heart off or not trust anybody. And they will let the success or the failure of that relationship weigh on our own self-worth. And you just can't do those things. You can't. You know, so if you're going through a breakup, I'm actually tying in two questions here because someone asked me, how do you get over a breakup? Learn the lesson. Try to always forgive even when it's so hard. And understand that we all are one. And we're all on our own healing journey. And just learn those lessons. Because my whole point around all of this too is that I finally learned a major, major, major lesson. And I want to talk about that in another video. But I learned a lesson that I needed to go through this to finally get it. So it sucks, but I'm telling you, if you find the light in everything, you realize everything really does work for you, not against you or not to you. And my life has completely changed and I've been attracting crazy things. And that's, again, I'm going to talk about this in another video. I've been having some crazy things happening to me, like spiritual awakening, like tapping into more things about myself that I didn't know. It's just been amazing. And I'm going to talk about that in another inner work video. So find the light in it. If you're going through a breakup, find your self-love, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Okay, going in with Kosas Concealer in 3.5. Next question is, did I find a place? Yes, I am back in LA. I'm happy about it. I'm really, really happy to be here. I love being in Austin, but it's good to be back. So yes, and I love it. And I love my place and I'm very happy. Okay, you know that I'm gonna be taking this video as Q&A and be making it an inner work video. But honestly, your questions are so awesome. So And that's like my favorite thing to talk about. There's nothing, like you guys know me a lot for my makeup, but there's nothing that makes me more happy to talk about than like life and inner work and spirituality and deep meanings of things. Like definitely the Aquarius in me. So the next question is your thoughts on feeling lonesome even if you're surrounded by other people. So now I'm about to get deep on y'all. There has been a time in my life, I mean multiple times, but especially when I first moved to LA, like I left Chicago and I was leaving behind a lot of toxicity that was around my life, and I was kind of going through like a major spiritual awakening. I was leaving a very abusive relationship, moving to LA where I didn't know anybody, had no plan, like literally just like packed myself up, left, sat in this like place I was staying at and was like, now what, right? And then, you know, I was feeling very, very lonely and scared, and I wasn't asking for help from my friends or family or anything like that because I was constantly feeling like I was being a burden. Just was very alone. And then I took a trip, story time, and I took a trip to Vegas. I had to host this like event thing there, and for whatever reason. And I remember being in this area, this like clubbish area, and there was a bunch of, you know, people I met from that night, and it was like all the girls were being really mean, like catty, trying to make me feel out of place, and all the guys were just like really giving vibes of just not the best intentions, right? So this is just taking my loneliness and just heightening up to a max. Then I run into somebody that I knew from Chicago, and I was so happy to see that person. And, you know, I was kind of like, I don't know, wanting some type of warmth, and I just didn't get that in return. So anyways, that night, I went into a very, 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 very dark place. And it was really, really, really hard. I know the loneliness. I mean, shit, this breakup even that I've been going through, there's definitely the feelings of loneliness, but nowhere near how I was feeling then. Like I actually have a really great circle around me right now, and I know how to ask for help now. It's been great. If you are dealing with loneliness, even if you're around other people, here comes my spirituality, but you need to really, the cool thing about life is that whether you know this or not, you have a spirit team. Like you have ancestors, you have guardian angels, like you have, you know, if you want to believe in Jesus, you want to believe in anything else, like you have a spiritual team that is always around you. And it's your choice if you want to tap in with them or not. And they will send you a lot of signs, and you will miss them or you will doubt them or anything like that. And this is one of the things I've been experiencing like lately, like I can't even describe it. When I'm alone, even if it gets lonely, I actually feel the most full when I'm alone, which is kind of crazy because I get so in tune with the spiritual realm. It's a part of me, sorry. When you're feeling lonely, really sit with yourself, and you're gonna sound crazy and you're gonna feel crazy, but you're definitely not crazy. Talk to them. Ask for signs. Meditate though. Meditate. And I will talk about this forever because think of it this way, like, you know, I always talk about, if you watch any of my other videos, like we have a direct line to source, right? Which is like your spirit team, your guides, whatever. Spiritual realms, because we're just spiritual beings. Imagine it being like a tube, and your thoughts and your fears and your trauma and all these things are like things that are stuck in this tube. And when you meditate, when you stop all thoughts, when you just simply be, no judgment, no anything, you're just being clear-minded. Practice it. It's hard to get there at first, but once you get the hang of it, it gets easier. But once you get in a place of like not thinking anything at all, think of like this tube being completely clear. You can start getting downloads, you can start talking and setting intentions and getting answers. Like, I've been so in tune with stuff, like I can't even tell you guys half of it, but like now when I'm like stuck in any decision, it could be a big decision, it can be a small decision, I will meditate and ask a question, and then there'll be this just like, it's not major, it's a subtle little thing that you'll get in tune with, and it'll be an answer. It's wild. It's always the right answer, right? know that you're never alone is my whole point. You truly, truly are never alone. And if you're feeling alone with yourself and other people, it's because you're disconnected from source. And that could be God, that could be Allah, that could be the universe, it could be like what higher, whatever it is that you want to call it, it's all the same thing. If it represents ultimate love, it's all the same thing. So you're just disconnected from it. So try to connect with it, go out in nature, learn more about yourself, meditate, ask questions, like look into spirituality and how to get there. And once you get connected to, and you're centered in your highest source and your highest self and all that good stuff, which is all the same thing, whatever, you will start making the right decisions, you will start attracting the right things, you will start knowing what to do. And it will take you out of this like lost, empty feeling. I know exactly what that feels like. So that's my answer on that. Okay, I need some eyebrows. So I'm going in with Kosas Eyebrow Pencil, and this is in soft brown. I'm very far away from the mirror right now, so like my last video, if it looks crazy, like my last video, I watched it back and I'm like, it was so bad. Cause I was like trying to do my makeup on this like little like camera thing. I've been moving around a lot, so you guys are kind of a little bit with me on this crazy journey. So anyways, I'm gonna try to do this well, so if it looks crazy, sorry. Next question is, God, a lot of deep questions, I love it. How do you get through tough times? Very similar to my last answer. I like don't want to talk about it at all because it's just, again, it's no one's business, but like I'm trying to incorporate my experience. I recently went through a very, very, very tough time because I was with somebody that just took a situation and reacted afterwards in ways that it was very, very hurtful, right? When it just didn't need to be that. And if anything, made it so much worse, whatever. It got to the point where I used to be such a fighter on things. I mean, believe me, I'm a lover, but I am definitely a fighter. Like, if I believe in something, which I always stand up for what I believe in and what is right, I will always be that way. And being from Chicago, I can get real aggressive sometimes. And I was pushed to a point of being so hurt that I didn't want to play that game anymore. I just didn't want, I had enough. How to play it, I don't want tit for tat, I don't want nothing, I want peace, right? And this is gonna sound so cliche, but again, I've been going through a crazy spiritual journey, which ties in another questions. What brought you to God? I'm gonna pair these two questions together. This, like, going through tough times, they seem like tough times. It feels like the world is coming down on you or you're being kind of bullied or life's unfair. But in order to accelerate in life, spiritually, mentally, being mentally strong, you have to go through these tough times. And honestly, I can get so deep and it's so cool the things I've been like putting together. I'm gonna make that in a separate video. I've been writing it all down. When you get to a place of being so hurt, it's gonna sound cliche, but I really experienced this. Give it to God, give it to the universe. You just have to like step away and surrender. And when I kept being told to surrender by these messages I was getting to surrender, I'm like, what the hell does surrender mean? You know, what does that mean? Give up? No, it doesn't mean give up. It just means don't buy into the energy. Don't have any reaction at all. Don't even let anything come into your energy or take your energy, and just sit with yourself. Trust that everything what is meant to be will be, and you give it to God. Let God figure it out for you. Surrender. And honestly, I'm still learning exactly how to talk about what surrender means. Know that you're gonna be okay. That's surrender. All right, surrendering means don't push, don't pull, don't force anything. Just release it. Just let it go. Whether you believe in God or not, just let it go. Right? If you're going through tough times, don't sit there and dwell on it. Don't get in victim mindsets. Don't start, you know, getting in your head and overthinking about it and stressing yourself out and like closing yourself off, closing your heart off, closing your, you know, anything off, any of your chakras, if anybody understands this stuff that's watching. Don't close anything off. Like, you just surrender it, find your peace, and just take the next step. And that next step should be whatever it is for your self-love, which is for yourself. So if you're going through tough times, just stop forcing things. You know what? I'm gonna mention another story. Okay, I'm gonna try to do my eyebrows at the same time. Another story. Here's another small, tiny example. Which ties in with a couple questions that everybody else was asking. For example, when I was trying to find a place, there was especially 2 places that I was in love with. Oh, I literally was desperate, like texting them, like, listen, what do you need from me? Always gave it away to somebody else. And then there was other places that there was always something wrong, something got canceled. Like, it was like one thing after the next, like 6, 7 times. I was like, okay, universe, you want me to move on. I got all those signs. I'm trying to do that. And you're making it hard. And I don't know why, right? And so I'm starting to stress. I'm starting to get in my head. I'm starting to like, just get in these ways, right? I promised myself through this process that I wasn't going to push anything. I wasn't going to force anything. I was going to let things flow. Even if, because everything was so wild and terrifying around me, like everything just got flipped to the sun. It was to the point where I was like, this is all foundation I ever had almost was like, phew. It felt like, at least. And it just got to the point where I'm like, I have no choice but to release. I have no choice but to let the universe take its course, which is actually really exciting. Like, don't be afraid of anything. Like, I found so much of the love of the unexpected and the unknown and things that are scary and change. I've grown so in love with it because every single time something really great came out of it, if you can find the light, right? So anyways, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna stress. I'm gonna catch myself. My blood pressure's going up. I'm getting a headache, like all the symptoms, letting it flow. I decided to meditate, and I had this idea to change like a certain date on like a move-in time or whatever on it. And all of a sudden I found a place that I liked, and it went through, and I was like having PTSD. I'm like, something's gonna happen, like they're gonna cancel or whatever it is. I love where I'm at. I love my place, and it was definitely the best place. It's perfect for me. Like, every little tiny thing about it is perfect for me. And if I kept pushing and forcing all of these other things, I would have missed out on this place. So when things are not working out for you, and you're trying and you're trying and you're trying, or just something doesn't work out, is because God has something better for you. Like, there's no need to push. There's no need to force. And as much as you can, this is something I'm trying to tell myself, is don't stress about it. And I finally learned that. So if you're going through a rough time, you're gonna be okay. You're actually really protected. Okay, next question is dream place to live. I do love California. I don't think LA's like necessarily goals, but California as a state, gorgeous. But it's crazy that this last trip when I went to Europe, like, I just saw so many things and met so many people, and I loved all the different languages that, like, my heart right now is like, I almost don't want to live anywhere. I just want to like have a storage unit literally and just live out of a suitcase and just travel to Europe, around the world, really. That's like my goals right now. I just want to travel and just really experience this beautiful planet and all the beautiful people in it, and all of the really cool, like, different cultures and experiences. Like, I just love people. I love this planet. I want to see it all. So as of right now, I don't want to live anywhere. Just planet Earth. By the way, that was my Mako deposit. And before that was my Kosas powder. This is a really good one because I've been trying to practice this myself. What to do on days when you're not feeling good or positive. As you guys know, I've been going through it. So it's just, everything comes in waves. Like there's some days where I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. I'm ready to take on the world. And the next day I'm like, I don't want to think about the future. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything. And then I'll get like hard on myself that I'm not doing anything. And now I'm just like getting stuck and I don't feel good about myself. Like, yeah. What I'm trying to practice is that we're not machines. We cannot keep going. And if you are kind of like that, you're kind of a little, and if you're ever feeling not good and feeling just low, that's human, that's okay. Take all the stress off you and do something chill with yourself. Like get cozy. So like if you're not feeling good, maybe get off your phone. Let's say you're home, right? You don't want to leave, you're not feeling good, you're not feeling positive, fine. One, honestly, you should probably go outside and take a walk. Go walk around in nature. Go to a forest preserve, but be careful of your surroundings and tell somebody where you're at and put your location on because there's crazy people out there, but don't live in fear. Anyways, go out in nature is probably the best. Sit in the sun. Like, don't sit in it obviously for too long. Everything's about balance, but gosh, when I'm feeling low, I will just sit in the sun and I can just feel the vitamin D. I can just feel the healing. Like there's just something so magical about the sun. Sit in the sun for a minute and just feel it and just be human and experience what you're feeling, right? With no pressure. And then like what I do, I came back inside. I just got these cool lights in the house. It's cool vibes. Put on music that I really like. If you guys want some playlists, let me know. By the way, I'm going with my MAC palette in connecting color. And make yourself some tea. You know, maybe read a book that you like to do, or do a little like activity at your house. You know what I mean? That you like to do. Why is it so dark? But do something. Take care of yourself. This is it. I don't know if you guys have heard the terms of healing your inner child or taking care of your inner child. I am learning this. But imagine you're a little girl and you're feeling the way you are and you're in your own body. How would you take care of this little girl? What would you do for her? If you had a little girl and she was just not feeling really good, what would you do for her? What would you like have her do? Do that for yourself. Like romanticize your area. Get up and do something and just don't put pressure on it. That's what I do. I'll put pressure on things and all I do is paralyze myself and it goes nowhere. And I waste time that I'm wasting time stressing when I should be using that time to just rest and be. Okay, next question was, what am I manifesting right now? I am trying not to talk about things I'm manifesting anymore because it does lose a little bit of power. And especially when you tell people your manifestations or your dreams and goals, a lot of times people will be like, for some reason, I will never be this person, but sometimes you tell people things that you want to do with your dreams and people get triggered, or they're just like, I'm sure you will. You know what I mean? Because they just project their own limitations. And so, or people will get jealous and send you negative energy. That's another video. That's like advanced inner work. What I want to talk about is transmuting energy. That's crazy stuff. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk about exactly what my manifestations are, but affirmations and my goals right now and all together and all around is like I said before, I want to flow through life. Like I have these goals, but I'm not attaching myself to them. Attaching myself to them, because that is also key to manifesting. You set your goals, you have these dreams, you're very clear about them, you want it. But if you want it real bad and you start choking it, you will cut off that energy. You have to want something, set it out, believe it, start living that, but detaching from it. And I know that sounds like, what did you just say? I will talk about that in a different video because it's just so much. But I want to just flow. And I don't want to attach myself to anything. And it's like, in something, like, it's like I'm giving the wheel to the universe. Jesus, take the wheel, whatever you want to believe in. I am just going to sit back. I feel like I planted enough seeds. I feel like I've done enough work, and I'm just gonna let the universe do its thing. And what's meant for me will happen for me, and I'm happy no matter what. Focus on your day to day, like what makes you happy in the moment. If you're attaching too much to an outcome, and I'm talking to myself too, if you're attaching too much to an outcome, why are you attaching yourself to it? What is your need? Do you need validation? Do you need, I don't know. If you need anything externally outside of yourself, you are setting yourself up for things that are not meant for you. Next question is, what software do I use to edit my videos? So my YouTubes, I have an editor who's amazing, Vissy, I love you.
Hit it.
I shoot my videos on my camera that I will link, because that's another question. Someone asked me like what I use on my filming stuff. I used to use my iPhone for like most of it. I just got a new camera, and it's the Sony V1. I will link it below, and I got a cool little light to go with it, and a cool little tripod, and I'll film it, and I just send it to Vissy. Like sometimes like I can't watch my videos. Like I'll film stuff, a lot of my videos, I'll film it, send it to my editor, and then my team will post it. And I just like can't watch it because just like sometimes I'm just like, oh. And then afterwards I'll watch it when it's up, and I'm like, oh my God, there's so many things I want to change. But I actually kind of like that though, because I get in my head a lot. And when I get in my head, I just will talk myself out of doing things. So I almost like it where I just film it, send it, post it. That's a very dangerous thing to do, but that's how I'm able to stay consistent, fighting that urge to be perfect and whatever the deep rooting of all that is. And then on a lot of my TikToks, I film and edit on the TikTok app. Sometimes I will edit videos that are sponsored. What's it called? I will edit on my phone, just film it on my phone, and then I'll edit it in Splice. It's an app. And that's how I edit videos. Okay, next, I'm gonna do some mascara. And this is my Lottie London. Very affordable at Walmart. And I think it's on Amazon, I'm not sure. I'm gonna put this on. Okay, next question is, do I like to watch horror movies? My friends, family, anybody that knows me from the past in my life, they know I love scary movies. I do. I actually, to be honest, I've watched a little less scary movies like growing up, because like the more empathic I keep growing to be as I get older, sometimes it's like, ooh, like, but I love it. I love the thrill. I love the adrenaline. I love the adrenaline of it. Like I love haunted houses. Like I have the funniest stories of me on mushrooms in a haunted house. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna tell a story. It's funny, and you guys are gonna know how crazy I could be. So, for the longest time, everyone would tell me, they're like, because I didn't try mushrooms for the longest time, and people were like, what? Knowing you, you would love mushrooms. You would love it. I just like never did them, right? Never came around to them. So we were going, this is like years ago. We were going to Horror Nights, and which is in LA, and it's like, it's Universal Studio that makes a bunch of really, really sick haunted houses. So I just love it. And I was at a party the night before, and there was a guy there, and I was like, he was talking about mushrooms, and I'm like, oh, do you have any mushrooms? And he's like, yeah, I actually do. But it's at my house. And so I'm like, cool. Went to his house, and he's, giving me mushrooms, and I'm like, telling him how excited I am that the first time I'm gonna be trying mushrooms, it's gonna be at my favorite place, which is Horror Nights. It's not really my favorite place, but you know what I mean. Love Horror Nights. And he stopped and he looked at me and he's like, you mean to tell me that you haven't tried mushrooms and you decided that you're gonna try mushrooms for the first time at Horror Nights? He's like, I highly recommend you don't do that. And I'm like, no, believe me, like, it's perfect for me. I know I'm gonna do great on, like, I know it's gonna be the greatest experience ever. And anyways, so jump to Horror Nights. I was with a bunch of friends and no one else wanted to do them with me for obvious reasons because they're sane. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do like a little bit, whatever. And because once I set my mind to something, you can't stop me, nothing. I took these mushrooms and, you know, it takes some time to kick in. And as I'm going through, and this is like how amazing the universe is. The universe is like, oh, you want an experience? Okay. I was walking through, you know, a haunted maze and I'm looking around and all of a sudden it's just like when it starts kicking in, I'm like, whoa. I mean, it's not like crazy tripping, but I'm like, oh, things are just looking like a lot more interesting and cooler and the lights are looking different and whatever. And all of a sudden I look around and realize for whatever reason, you know, like there's like different sections of haunted houses. I was alone in one of the sections, so like the rooms that are like super themed. I like looked around and I'm by myself and I was like, wait, where is everybody? All of a sudden this monster jumps out of the wall. Like sprinted through the room to the guy in front of me, like in the next room, and like jumped on him and I was like, ah, screaming. His girlfriend in front of him was looking at me like she's about to kill me. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. And it was so exciting. I shouldn't even post this. You know, I love being scared. I love the adrenaline. And obviously, like, I know I'm not in harm. So it's all fun. So it was very, very fun and exciting. And that was the first time I did mushrooms. And why am I talking about this? Oh, do I like scary movies? Yes, I like scary movies. This is gonna be the longest video of all time. Okay, so next, okay, first, next I'm doing the Clio eyeliner and they're dark brown. I don't see the name. So next question is, how did I get so good at makeup? There's actually a lot of reasons why I'm good at makeup, which, I don't know, people, it just has always been a part of me. Like, one, my mom was a girly glamour girl. And I thought my mom, like, I used to look at my mom and I'm like, oh wow. And she was just all the things. So was one, there's that. Two, I used to, there's a book, and maybe we've talked about this before. There's a book for any of my OGs out there that know. It's a Kevin Aquan book, and it's called Making Faces, and it teaches, I think he's almost the first person that really made contour a thing like in the 90s. Did amazing makeup, a very, very well-known makeup artist from celebrities, and did a bunch of fashion shows. Amazing. Now there's a cosmetic line with him. Whatever. My mom had this book, and so it's all these like faces with all these different makeups, and I used to love drawing faces when I was little. I was always really good at drawing since I was like little, right? And faces were always like really fun for me to do. And so I remember sitting in my room, like I'm talking little, like 5, 6, and I used to like trace the faces, and I would try to like mimic the faces, right? And so that's when I learned like I can take my finger and started, you know, making pencil marks and rubbing it to like make a shading effect. And because of all the different makeup looks, like I literally studied unintentionally like the makeup looks that they were doing. So I've always understood makeup in those ways, and shading and things like that. The battery's almost dead. I don't know. Maybe I end this video here and my makeup's not even done. Maybe we do this. If so, this brings us to the sponsor, and our sponsor is Squarespace. And Squarespace is a beautiful and powerful online platform on which you can create your own website or design. I have my own website, and this is it. And they have a great online tech support that they can always help you out with. It is awesome, and it's so easy. If you are starting a business of any kind, which if you need a platform and a website, so easy. Oh, they already have like templates for your websites. You can choose like the design of your website, and all you gotta do is like drag your pictures, put in your business name, your bio, whatever it is on there. And they can do things like e-commerce. They can do appointments if your business is about booking appointments. Literally anything that you need from a website. if you want to have videos on your website, you can have everything there. So go to squarespace.com for your free trial. And once you're ready, go to squarespace.com/JeanWatts for 10% off your first domain or website. Okay, next, I added something to my lips because I thought this video was gonna be done. Anyways, I'm adding NYX, my battery's gonna die. I'm gonna do NYX Aqua Green eyeliner underneath. But anyways, so my mom always gave me her makeup and I would sit in my room like and practice. As I was getting older, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna practice this makeup on like, and there were so many people that I thought were, I would look at, you know, celebrities or anything and I love their makeup. So I would try to mimic it in my room. My mom, again, gave me her makeup. And then in 4th grade, I started wearing makeup to school and a lot of parents had problems with that, but look at now. And then I got really good at it at a really young age that in high school, people started, like girls from, I got to post my makeup looks on MySpace and Facebook. And I was like, I don't know, middle school and the beginning of high school. And people from other high schools that I didn't even know would DM me or whatever it used to be called and be like, I'll pay you to do my makeup. And so then there was like a moment where I actually started kind of doing that. Like if their homecomings or proms like weren't on the same day mine was, and like I would go to like random people's houses and do their makeup. And then when I graduated and when I used to have to pay for studio time, I started doing makeup for like weddings and things like that to, again, pay for studio time. And this is like a whole long story. My battery's gonna die. So, Palladio, I've used this in my other videos. So yeah, I've always been really, really good at makeup, but it's just really effortless, and music, and it's just another form of art, honestly. And I love art, love it. Lips, let's hurry up, let's hurry up, let's hurry up. I'm going to the Para Chocolate Brown Lip Liner. Last question, I'm gonna do another Q&A. Last question is, best lesson you've learned in life. I've learned so many, so it's hard to answer, but overall, something that we all need to learn, and I'm gonna try to help you guys learn this. You have so much more control over your life than you realize, which goes, and the next thing is that you are so much more powerful than you think you are. And I'm gonna take all the lessons that I've learned and I'm gonna try to teach you guys, because I know what it's like to be lost, and I know what it's like to hurt and to feel out of control. And we all have a birthright. It's our birthright to be happy and to live happy lives. And you can't control the exterior, but you control the interior. And to be honest with you, the exterior gets affected by your internal. So when you change this, you change all this, everything else changes. That's how I keep doing better and better and better. And I will be that way till the day I die. Like anyone that knows me my entire life or from back in the day, if you're watching, you know I've been through a lot, or two, have really found myself through a lot of shit. And I realize how strong I am, because no matter what gets thrown at me, I handle it like got it. I got this. So, and I will help you guys be the same, because it makes me feel like maybe it was all worth it. Because I do not look like what I've been through. And I've been told that many, many times. And that's the other superpower that I'm good at. So yeah. All right, I love you guys. That is it. I just made this a lot faster. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Anyways, I'm going with Kosas Unzipped. I did this makeup terribly. Once again, because I'm too far away from the camera and I'm talking. Doesn't matter though, this is more of a Q&A, less of a makeup tutorial. But yes, love you guys. September 8th, a new song coming out. Stay tuned for that. I'm about to film another video. Got some more coming. Let me know if you guys, I'm about to film a lot more videos. I'm trying to get, now that I'm like getting a little more stable right now, I'll be doing more videos. So love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for these awesome questions. I'm gonna do another Q&A because there's so many other good ones. And take care of yourselves. Do your inner work. Love you guys. Bye.